that we can be both in the screen. Oh, 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 and
Which screen? This screen right here?
both. You have to look in both because this is Facebook and this is one is Facebook and one is YouTube. Okay, I give you that screen. Oh, okay.
My face is kind of fat.
Surgeon, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Very good.
Well, do you know we are so happy to have you. The other day we were in a meeting, in the Community Advisory Committee meeting, and I was giving some information to the public that you helped me to correct whatever I was thinking. And I always tell people, if you have a complaint, if you um, receive an instruction from a deputy from the sheriff department, do whatever they want. Just follow instructions. And if you don't like it, you think that was unfair, then you go to the watch commander and present a complaint. But you told me, excuse me, what do you say about that?
So, yes. So, if you ever have any issues with a deputy
Mm-hmm.
um, or the department itself, you do not necessarily have to go directly to the watch commander. You can file a complaint with the sheriff's department in any number of means. You can go online through lasd.org,
Mm-hmm.
or you can write a letter into the to the department. You can stop off at the station, at the local station, wherever you're at, and actually request a complaint form. Or even when you're out in the field with the deputy, you can actually ask the deputy for a complaint form, and they are required to provide that for you.
Perfect. And do you know, we notice that sometimes we have some kind of conflicts that, in my opinion, shouldn't exist. How can we improve the relationship between the community and the deputies? Because I see that they do a lot of very important work that nobody knows because we don't tell them. But for example, we see them when they give us a ticket or in some situations that are not very good for us, and then we don't feel enough appreciation. And I want to change that because there are so many good things that the deputies do.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of what happens is that most contacts that people have with law enforcement happens to be a traffic stop. That's the most common way that folks get in touch with law enforcement. The other way tends to be they're a victim of a crime. So my advice is try to learn who your local police officers are. There's, especially in the Antelope Valley, there are a number of different community events that the sheriff's department does put together. Several of them are posted on both our Facebook and Instagram pages for both Palmdale and Lancaster. Attend those events, talk to a deputy, interact with a deputy, get to know that they're actually a real person. Um, and there are also other ways that you can get involved with the sheriff's department. You can do ride-alongs. You can contact your local sheriff's station and request for an opportunity to do a ride-along. It gives you a good view of what the sheriff's department and the deputies have to interact with on a daily basis. And one of the last things I would encourage is the sheriff's department does put citizen academies together, and it teaches our community members about what it is to be a deputy, and covers a lot of the aspects, a lot of the basic aspects of being a deputy sheriff.
Excellent. Now please repeat all that in Spanish.
Done.
No, a little bit. I know that you speak a little bit
Oh,
Spanish.
I can't speak any Spanish. Come on now, Lilia.
The other day you told me something, and I was
Oh,
impressed.
that was the extent of my Spanish.
Bueno.
Which is unfortunate and embarrassing, because both my dad and mom and grandparents all spoke Spanish. It's embarrassing.
Really? Why? How come?
How come what?
How come they spoke Spanish? Were they from immigrants also? Or
Yes.
from where?
Yeah.
Where?
So my paternal grandfather was from Texas, and my paternal grandmother were from Texas. My great grandmother, and I used to love to hear her stories. Of course, it was in Spanish, and so it was translated for me by my grandmother and my mother. She actually came across the plains from Mexico into Texas several years ago, but that was right before the turn of the century, on a horse and cart.
Oh, how interesting. From Chihuahua? Do you remember the state?
I do not remember where. All I remember is the stories when I was younger.
And do you know, it's so interesting that now you realize that. Would you like that your children speak more than one language?
Oh, they do. And my one daughter actually speaks Tagalog. She's military, and so she had learned Spanish and actually picked up Spanish, taking it throughout her junior high and high school and into college, and that helped her when she went into the army to learn how to speak another language, and she ended up speaking Tagalog. So she speaks a lot of Spanish, Tagalog, and then English.
Perfecto. Bueno, vamos a tratar de traducir todo lo que nos ha dicho en grandes riesgos. Me está en grandes rasgos, perdón, ya se me está olvidando el español. Mira, ciérrale un poquito al micrófono mientras que, Yasmín, ¿estás oyéndome, Yasmín? ¿No? Bueno, el chiste es que lo que sucede es que dice que no necesariamente tienes que ir con el Watch Commander a presentar una queja, que puedes presentar una queja en varios niveles. Incluso le puedes solicitar a la persona que te está deteniendo, si va en una patrulla, que te dé una forma para que tú puedas completarla. Y hay varios otros procedimientos. Puedes ir a la estación de sheriff y presentar ahí la forma de queja, etcétera, etcétera. O sea que no es solamente a través de una autoridad. Hay varias maneras. Puedes ir también al website del departamento del sheriff, presentar la queja.
Also,
Ajá.
you can also request a supervisor. I forgot to add that in there.
También puedes pedirle al oficial que llame a su supervisor. I'm so sorry. Ok, que llame a su supervisor para que te pueda atender. Esas son todas las opciones que el departamento del sheriff tiene cuando algún individuo quiere presentar una queja contra un oficial. But you recommend that follow all the instructions, no?
Because, absolutely. Even if you disagree with what's going on, unless the deputy is breaking the law, I mean, absolutely breaking the law by causing harm, doing something that could, like an assault. My advice is to follow the directions of the deputy sheriff.
Ok, la instrucción entonces es cuando tienen alguna relación con uno de los oficiales del departamento del sheriff, dice a menos que sea una violación absoluta de la ley, siga las instrucciones que le están dando. Y si no le gusta, si cree que fueron injustificadas, entonces va y pone una queja para que se resuelva. Many people think that nothing happened with the complaints because they never see anything. They say, why do I have to go if they never do anything? But tell them that you really do something about it.
Oh, no. Every complaint is followed up on, and you will be reached a supervisor, generally no less than a rank of sergeant, but typically a lieutenant will reach out to you and conduct some further investigations. They will ask if you're interested in coming to the station. One of the biggest things that we focus on is conflict resolution. If you're willing to meet with the deputy, because sometimes there might just be just a misunderstanding, and so both parties can discuss the matter with each other. There are other things that may come about. If it is something that is a violation of department policy, it can be moved up to, we have internal affairs. If it has to go to internal affairs for further follow-up, it can go there. But generally it's handled at the station level, and things are done. And we reach out to the complainants, and we always advise them what happens at the end.
Bueno, le decía yo que mucha gente no va a presentar una queja porque cree que nada pasa. Dice, no, definitivamente sí pasa. Lo primero que hacemos es tratar de contactar a la persona para tratar de reunir al oficial y a la persona para ver si hubo un malentendido. Es lo que se llama resolución de conflictos. Pero de todas maneras, si vemos que hay alguna violación, escalamos esto al área de personal asuntos internos para que se investigue y al final les damos una notificación. But it's my understanding that, for example, if you apply disciplinary action, you are not going to inform to the public, no? Because personal issues are private, or in the area of human resources, you cannot tell everybody, hey, I gave him a disciplinary action, or this is his second disciplinary action, or what? How is that?
We're not going to disclose the deputies' discipline specific. We will let them know that it's being followed up. There are different responses and how we clear a complaint. The deputy's conduct appears to be reasonable. Conduct should have been better. Conduct could have been better, or unfounded, or it was founded, and we can then go with other disciplinary measures. But no, generally we're not going to release the deputy's discipline to the public.
Aunque no sabemos, porque mucha gente dice, no, nada pasa porque no nos informan, hay cuestiones de personal que tú no puedes ventilar a todo el mundo lo que tienes. No nos olvidemos que tenemos un sindicato también. You have a union also fighting for the guys.
Yes.
So, lo único que se va a hacer es se va a investigar la queja y se va a ver si fue fundada o si no tiene suficientes argumentos, si fue conforme a la ley o si hay alguna violación. Entonces se escala para que se aplique acción disciplinaria. Sin embargo, no nos vamos a enterar. We are going to take a break and we will be back in a second. Regresamos enseguida. El abogado Ángel Campano ya ha sido elegido 3 veces como el mejor abogado del Valle del Antílope. Así que si sales lastimado en cualquier tipo de accidente, solo llámale al 661.